Hello and welcome to D11 Sports. We are here at Chapman Field for some girls flag football, Eagles versus Steelers. I'm joined by my partner Derek Moore. Derek, it's been a while. How have you been, man?
Pretty good, Colin. Pretty exciting matchup. Championship game. Both these teams won out, and now we're here.
Yeah, awesome. And going into this game, we had a chance to talk with the coaches before the game, and anything stick out to you specifically about those interactions?
Really just a quarterback matchup right now. Steelers, Shea Brown and Mia Muhammad, flag football player of the year, and just really those two head coaches, both Chris Kurt of the Steelers and Tim Quinn of the Eagles, both of them really highlighting that. So I think we're going to see both these teams really airing it out.
And last year, the Eagles and the Steelers actually matched up. This is a rematch of last year, and the Eagles won that game to win the championship. Do we think the Eagles can go back-to-back, or do we see the Steelers get their revenge a year later?
I think it really, like we mentioned, it just comes down to which quarterback is just the most precise in her throws and makes good decisions right now. That's what I think it's just going to come down to. We talked about with the Eagles as well, with all their coaches, and really stood out is that they have people that can beat you all over the field, both offensively and defensively. They talked very highly of their receivers, and on their defense, they talk very highly of their linebacker play. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Steelers really overcome this Eagles defense.
Absolutely. We have about 50 seconds until game time here at Chapman Field. Bit of a far drive. It's a nice day outside. It's a little windy, a little colder than it was earlier in the day, but we have an exciting matchup. We're excited for some girls flag football.
Next up after this, the Big 33 game at about 7:30. Always an exciting weekend in Cumberland Valley during this time of year on Memorial Day weekend.
Earlier today, the Steelers knocked off the Commanders, and then in the last matchup, the Eagles took down the Ravens 14-6 to get to this matchup. Very exciting game. I mean, Battle of Pennsylvania between the Eagles and the Steelers, as both of the Maryland teams came up short in their matchups. And a reminder of the halves, two 24-minute halves with running clock until 1 minute left. And we'll cut for the Star Spangled Banner.
Can you see why the dancer light? What so proudly we've hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed. And the rocket's red
Ladies and gentlemen, Cumberland Valley Senior 3L Colts.
And welcome back. We are about to get underway here in this championship game. There was a lot of great games today, as we mentioned before. An exciting matchup ahead of us. 24 minutes put onto the game clock that will continuously run up until 1 minute left in the half, to where there will be stoppages in this championship matchup. Here at Cumberland Valley High School, beautiful campus, to play host to this championship game, as the Eagles will start with the ball on offense. Maya Johnson lining up at QB for Philadelphia. Starting at the 20-yard line. First snap. Johnson looking deep, getting pressured, making some magic with her legs as she gets her flag stripped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Just think what it's going to come down to for the Steelers offensively, as well as like we talked about in the open, Colin, is how well these Steelers defenders can guard these Philadelphia wide receivers. They are very talented across the board.
First play for the Eagles, was a gain. They're at the 29 now. Second down. Just about a yard to go before the first. Eagles now out of the huddle. 4 receivers to Johnson's left. That snap a little bit high, and Johnson not able to handle it. It'll be a dead ball. And now third down for the Philadelphia offense. And then ball will be spotted at the 22. So a loss of 7 yards on that misplay. Johnson on third down. Has a quick throw, and it's out of the hands of her receiver. And will now be fourth down for the Eagles.
Early 3 and out for the Eagles. Steelers defense stands a little tall.
And they choose to do the flag football version of a punt, where give the ball to the Steelers offense starting on the 24-yard line. First down for Pittsburgh as they begin their first offensive possession. Shea Brown will be the QB for the Steelers. Takes the first snap. It's a QB keeper as she sprints up the middle, but a nice rip of the flag at the 30-yard line. But will be a Steelers first down, the first down of this matchup. Now 1st and 20 for Pittsburgh. .30 left on the clock here. Just snap to Brown. She hands it off, cutting to her right. Gets by 1, tries to spin away from the next defender, but not able to do so. But a nice gain for Pittsburgh as they set themselves up at the 36. Philadelphia struggled on their first offensive possession. Pittsburgh moving the ball fairly well so far to start off this game, Derek.
Yeah, fairly well so far, Colin. I just like I mentioned, just going to come down to which one of these quarterbacks is going to make that one play to get their really offense in rhythm, pick up 1 or 2 first downs, and that's usually when you see offenses get in rhythm. It just takes that 1 first down, get the defense a little bit on their heels.
Brown takes a snap, looking for a quick throw, and it's caught over the middle of the field. Got a 6-yard gain for Pittsburgh. And now 3rd and 21. I believe the ball must have been, or a flag must have been ripped before on that handoff. Ball was placed further back than where she ended up. So 3rd and about a mile to go here for the Pittsburgh offense. Brown takes a snap. Immediate pressure from Philadelphia. She looks to air it out, and it will fall incomplete and bring up 4th down. Not able to connect with her target there. 2 Philadelphia defenders in the area. And Pittsburgh will punt it away to the Eagles.
Defensive game here early on. About 6 minutes in so far.
Will be 1st down for the Eagles. 1st and 6. 1st down marker placed at the 30. And a new QB for the Eagles. I believe that's Maya Muhammad, as there's a throw just a little bit out of the reach of her receiver and incomplete for 2nd down. Correction there. The QB in for Philadelphia is Devin Van Osten.
We don't have numbers so far, so
Bear with us as we go here. As there's a flag thrown, and that pass nearly intercepted over the middle of the field, but falls incomplete. A flag on the play, so expect Philadelphia to be backed up a little bit if they can even go any further back.
just good job by the defender there, reading the quarterback's eyes and just getting ready to just jump the route right across the middle of the field.
And Pittsburgh's defense not making it easy on either of the Philadelphia quarterbacks so far, as it's been a struggle for the Eagles to move the ball. 17:50 left here in the first half. Third and 12, maybe 3rd and 11. So the penalty backs them up just a little bit. There's a handoff as they just try to gain a little bit of traction. As she's not able to slip a tackle. She gets to the 25 before getting her flag ripped. Excuse me. And we'll bring up 4th down for the Eagles. So another defensive stop, another 3 and out for Pittsburgh, or for the Pittsburgh defense. Derek, what has made the Pittsburgh defense so successful so far?
Just really doing a good job of containing these receivers, not allowing them to really have any separation. When they have a lot of separation, just doing a good job of zoning in on the quarterback's eyes this far and jumping routes, forcing incompletions.
So Pittsburgh starting their second offensive series. Pressure from Philadelphia. Shea Brown able to evade and not able to get much farther. Believe will be a 1st down, and yes, it will be for the Steelers. So another Pittsburgh 1st down as they look to gain some more traction, maybe pick up another 1st down. They were stopped on this set of downs in their last drive.
It's just going to take one explosive play for one of these teams. It's what you saw a lot last year in this, just defense early on, and then the offense has kind of got in a rhythm.
Deep ball by Shea Brown, and she overthrows her receiver about 5 yards. So another incomplete pass. Bring up 2nd down for Pittsburgh. Shea Brown, the leader of this Pittsburgh offense from the Moon area high school. Shea Brown takes a snap, evades a rusher, not able to do so, and she goes down in the backfield. And Philadelphia's pass rush getting there.
A lot of early blitzes by this Philadelphia defense, sending pressure all around. Told you it's just going to those linebacker plays that the Philadelphia coaches really highlighted, really showing out this far.
Very reminiscent of the actual Philadelphia Eagles defensive style. Lots of pressure, lots of linebacker blitzes, and they've found success so far. They've given up a couple first downs, but they've done really well of containing Pittsburgh once they get to this 20-yard down at midfield. As there's a snap down to Shea Brown. She has her feet set at the 20. She gets pressured immediately. A throw is caught, but not much doing there for Pittsburgh. Kind of a desperation throw as she had a rusher right in her face. Will be 4th down for Pittsburgh, and they decide to punt it away. Not a lot going offensively so far in this game, but defensively, both teams playing very well.
You mentioned earlier about the Philadelphia pressure sack made by Sophia Rosica, excuse me.
Philadelphia getting ready to start their second possession. It'll be Maya Johnson back at QB for the Eagles. She takes the snap, rolls out to her left. Pressure coming from Pittsburgh. She evades one, can't get past the second. And she picks up a few yards, makes it 2nd and short. And for Philadelphia, maybe a good sign as positive offensive plays have not come very often for them so far in this game.
Not this far. It's just how they're going to really just avoid and how are you going to really create separation with these Steelers corners and defenders. I think that's what it's just going to come down to. Someone's going to just need to break off their route.
Halfway gone here in the first quarter, or the first half, excuse me. Johnson takes a snap, feels the pressure once again. She rolls to her right, stays on her feet, throws over the middle of the field, and it's caught. A shifty play in the backfield from Maya Johnson. She delivers a strike down the field, and it's a Philadelphia first down, their first down of the game.
Avoiding 2 rushers and still managing to stay on her feet, find her open receiver down in the field. Say where it is, probably the best offensive play this far for the Philadelphia offense, Colin. And their first down of the game.
There were 2 flags in the backfield, but both of them were picked up, so a positive gain for the Eagles. They have the ball on the 42. Johnson takes a snap, throws at the backfield. It's caught, and a beautiful tackle there after a short gain. It's 2nd and 18 for the Philadelphia offense.
Lots of speed on this Pittsburgh defense too, Colin.
Yeah, they're very good at recognizing these short plays that Philadelphia is trying to get their receivers out in space, and they've done a really good job of closing in on that and making some very key tackles in this situation. So have it on the 45, about the 45. Snap to Johnson. She fumbles the snap for a minute, but able to recover. A nice move to avoid the rusher. She's looking for anything, and she gets brought down just about the line of scrimmage. Lucky if she even got back to the line of scrimmage, and will bring up 3rd and long for Philadelphia. They only have to get to the 50, so about 5 yards. 5-6 yards away.
Yeah, Pittsburgh defense, we're not going to allow her to escape again. As you saw, multiple defenders, probably 4 or 5, close in on her.
She's very hard to initially bring down, but once that first rusher forces her to start running around in the pocket, they're able to collapse down on her, and that's found them success so far. Quick throw, looking to get the first, and she has it. And Philadelphia putting together a drive here, another first down for the Eagles.
Momentum is very powerful. You know, like I mentioned, Colin, it just kicks those 1 or 2 first downs, and then you're able to just get into a rhythm as on offense. Hard to really get into a rhythm as an offense when you're just going really 3 and out, obviously. But once you pick up that 1 first down, it starts to create a little bit of momentum.
Johnson takes a snap, fakes the handoff, looking to run. She runs into a wall of Pittsburgh defenders, but gets to about the 40 before being tackled. So another short game for Philadelphia, but a gain nonetheless. Now 2nd and 10. They need to get to the 30 to pick up another first down. Takes a snap, looking for the throw towards the sideline. It's caught. She's cutting back towards the middle of the field, but tackled before she can do so past the 30. And another Philadelphia first down. So they continue to cook up a very nice drive here so far.
Very nice drive this far. So usually what happens when you have offenses really go 3 and out, defense gets a little gassed, a little tired out, giving this Philadelphia defense a nice little break as well.
Have it on the 28-yard line. There's a handoff, cutting towards her right, but she gets tackled almost immediately. Gains about 3. Second and goal now. The 10-yard line is the start of the end zone on this field. It's an 80-yard field, up and down, and then both of the 10-yard lines are the start of the end zones here. So Philadelphia knocking on the doorstep, looking to strike first in this game. Johnson takes the snap. Pressure again. Looks to get rid of it. Dumps it down towards the 20. Another gain for Philadelphia. And the Eagles now have it 3rd and goal.
I've been just doing such a good job of just eluding the pressure at times and making something almost that seems broken out of nothing. I think that's what's the difference on this drive so far. Steelers defense is playing well. It's just that they can't just bring down Muhammad.
Ooh, Johnson dancing to her right, looking to cut up field, but another fantastic tackle by a Pittsburgh linebacker. And will now be 4th and goal. Only 6 yards to go for Philadelphia. They will opt to go for it. So there's no field goals in flag football. Johnson, shotgun snap, looking towards her left. Gets pressured, out towards her right. Throws towards the end zone, it's caught, and it's a Philadelphia touchdown.
Told you, Colin, it was only a matter of time before one of these teams just created separation, and there it is. Philadelphia gets on the board first.
And Eagles chants raining out through the stadium as the Philadelphia team strikes first here in this championship game. 6 minutes left in the first half. And Philadelphia going for 2 here. Again, no kicking in flag football, so looking to get the extra point this way. Or I believe they're going for 1, actually. So they start on the 5-yard line. Johnson towards her right, looks for the quick throw. It's just a little bit short and incomplete. So 6-0 Philadelphia. They take the lead. It was Caitlin Peace from Penridge High School with the touchdown. She was one of the players that Coach Tim Quinn, one of the receivers that he praised so highly when we talked to him before, and the Philadelphia's offense showing the receivers getting open for their quarterback who was in a bit of distress in the pocket.
Just breaking off your route. Knowing when to break off your routes is really very timely, and that's something that you really can't really teach. Making something out of nothing. It's just up to the players just to break off their routes, find an open spot on the field, and have them get open. That way their quarterback can just throw down the field.
And a handoff, cutting towards the outside. This is a 20-yard gain, 30-yard gain. She's going all the way. No defender will catch her. She's in for the touchdown. And Pittsburgh responds immediately. And a flag on the play. It looks like it will be coming back. And a player down on the field. There's a flag out at about the 44-yard line. We await a decision here. Seems like she either stepped out of bounds, which would still be a Pittsburgh first down. The
Philadelphia touchdown pass caught by Caitlin Peace.
ball now being placed at the 34-yard line. Will be a Pittsburgh first down. So a penalty erasing the long touchdown run. Now Pittsburgh's offense set back up. Shea Brown still back there at QB for Pittsburgh. Play action pass and incomplete. Will be second down for Pittsburgh. 4:20 left here in the first half of this championship game. Philadelphia in the lead, 6-0 off of a Caitlin Peace touchdown. Thrown by Maya Johnson. Here's a snap to Shea Brown. Brown looks and fires. A pass caught out around, or tackled down at the 45. And Pittsburgh makes it third and manageable. And another flag on Pittsburgh, a legal procedure. And Pittsburgh really struggling with flags here in this first half.
That's what just tells the story for the Steelers offense, really. It's just penalties. They can move the ball. It's just always negated by penalties.
Third and 10 for the Steelers. We'll see if Shea Brown can make any magic here and pick up another first down for the Steelers as they look to respond to the Philadelphia touchdown. Brown looking to air it down the sideline, but another overthrow. 3 Philadelphia defenders in the area. But another incomplete pass for Pittsburgh. They'll punt. And Philadelphia's defense comes away with another stop, aided by some self-inflicted wounds from Pittsburgh. And Derek, Philadelphia here, they are already in the lead. A chance to go up by 2 scores. How important would that be?
I think it'd be pretty important, but I don't really think you should risk letting the Steelers back into the game with a turnover and give them an opportunity with a lot of time still left.
New QB in for Philadelphia. And a handoff there. Stopped in the backfield. Will be second down. Here's a snap rolling to her right. Looks for the short dump throw. It's caught, cutting back towards the 30, and just gets to the 32 before being tackled. But a first down for the Steelers. Or the Eagles, excuse me. So there's a minute 20 left here in the first half. Stick around for a sideline interview with our man Derek Moore. Snap rolling to her right, pressure coming from her left. Looks for the short dump down throw. It's caught at the about the 35, or I mean the 37, excuse me. And that's all she'll get. Second and long now for Pittsburgh as we reach the 1 minute stoppage time for the half. So now, after an incomplete pass or a hour going out of bounds, the clock will stop. It will keep going, obviously, for plays that happen in the middle of the field. So Philadelphia might look to just kill out the rest of this half or maybe take a shot towards the end zone. They still have about 40 yards to go. Just a snap in the backfield. Rolls to her right immediately. Looks for a throw down the sideline. Has a man, or a receiver, excuse me, but just out of her reach. And incomplete. 53 seconds now. Third down for Philadelphia. They took their shot. I would be talking to Derek right now about some strategy, but I don't have him with me, so I'll talk a little bit myself. Right here, third down after an incomplete pass, 53 seconds. Don't want to really give the Steelers any chance. I feel they run the ball here, just chew a bit of clock away before Pittsburgh eventually gets their hands back on the football. Or they could be aggressive, go for another big play opportunity. Looking to throw. Stands in tall, deep ball, down the field and knocked away, incomplete. A great defensive play by the Pittsburgh defender to knock that one down, and now with 45 seconds left, or 48 seconds left, excuse me, decision time for the Eagles. And they will punt it away. So Pittsburgh under 50 seconds to go. But they do have a chance to do something here. Shea Brown will need to go into her bag of tricks here, as Pittsburgh had a long run that was called back. They had a long touchdown run to begin their last drive, and then the drive ended up fizzling out. So we'll see if they have any response here. Shea Brown takes a snap, looking to run, gets past one defender to her left, cuts back to her right, and she's finally tackled there just outside the 40. Clock still running. Actually, it is stopped. So a timeout taken by Pittsburgh. But a nice gain nonetheless. So Pittsburgh continues to try to move down the field. They will start the second half with the ball as Philadelphia elected to receive. A look at the replay here. Picks up the blitz immediately, and it's some nice moves to get up the field, showing off her elusiveness. She picks up the Pittsburgh first down. And for Philadelphia here defensively, you feel that they would be okay to give up the short plays if it meant stopping the deep plays, as there's only 37 seconds left for this Pittsburgh team to move down the field. Brown in the shotgun, takes a snap, rolls to her right, gets past the blitzer, gets into the open field, and a fantastic tackle at the 45. Another timeout. Pittsburgh taking their second and final timeout of the half with 24 seconds left. Trailing by a touchdown to the Eagles, who weren't able to convert on their conversion, but touchdown pass from Maya Johnson to Caitlin Peace. Reminder, a year ago, this same matchup happened with Philadelphia coming away with it as they look to go back-to-back here at the second annual championship game. Snap. Back to Brown. Looks to her left. Completes a pass out of bounds past the 50. So a small gain for Pittsburgh, but they stop the clock with 18 seconds left. And Pittsburgh doing a great job of managing the clock here as they are out of timeouts. So if any throws need to be towards the sideline so they can stop the clock and are able to gather their thoughts before the next play. At the 48, 18 seconds. First down, for Pittsburgh. First and 16 or 18, Brown takes a snap, looks for the deep ball. She's airing it out. Oh, and just misses her throw. It would have led her into the end zone. And Pittsburgh takes a shot there, just incomplete. Still 12 seconds left. We'll now make it second down. They have time to take another shot if they feel the need to. Shea Brown almost connecting on that deep ball. She's overthrown a lot of passes today, but that one nearly on the money. It's about a 40-yard throw. Shea Brown cutting back to her left. She decides to take off back towards the right, cuts up the middle of the field, and she gets tackled, and that will kill out the rest of this half. And Philadelphia will have a 6-0 lead going into halftime. They're now 24 minutes away from claiming their second straight championship. Philadelphia playing a very strong defensive first half, and they were able to capitalize on a long drive that led to a touchdown by Caitlin Peace. Weren't able to compete on the conversion, but they lead 6-0. As we're going to send it down to our partner, Derek Moore.
Down here with Gary Cahill of the Big 33. Gary, big weekend as always. What has changed year to year this far in regards to the game that's being played tonight?
Well, it's funny. As this thing evolves, it's getting bigger and bigger. We have so much that we have to learn as we grow this thing. But it's been very, very successful day. We brought the players in a day earlier. I think that helped very much. They weren't so rushed. We've had some great competition. The weather's been good, and it seems like everybody's excited about all the events and the games.
Besides the game, obviously, what is usually the best part of the weekend for your organization in planning this?
Well, as we plan these things, and we always want what's the best for the kids and the coaches, and to see them all come together. We obviously know a lot of them don't play on the same team, and when they get together, they form and they get bonds, and much like the Big 33 players, these bonds that they're going to get here, they're going to last forever. So that's what we really get excited about, and plus that they get the opportunity to perform in a platform like this.
Thanks for your time, Gary.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. We'll be back for more with an interview from Ron Johnson as well.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Derek. As he mentioned, he's also going to have an interview with Ron Johnson once he makes his way over there. Less than a minute to go in this halftime. This championship game, Philadelphia in the lead. No interview with Ron Johnson, I'm hearing in my earpiece, so we'll get started with the second half soon here. time runs down on the scoreboard, so we're about to get underway. Second half of this championship game, brought to you by D11Sports.com. Once again, I'm Colin Strella. I'll be joined shortly by my partner, Derek Moore. Pittsburgh will start with the ball in the second half as they trail by 6 to Philadelphia. Starting 1st and 6 here. First and 6, the 24-yard line. Shea Brown takes a snap. It's a handoff, but it's dropped and a dead ball as Pittsburgh's offensive struggles continue into the second half. Welcome back, Derek. I hope the walk wasn't too bad.
Up from the stairs, Colin, a little bit out of breath.
And Derek, so far in this game, Pittsburgh has really struggled offensively. They've picked up a couple first downs, but unlike Philadelphia, who's been able to put together some long drives, they've really struggled to continuously have positive plays. And is there anything that they should be doing differently? As there's a strike there for a first down or a third down, just
it's just a lot of like the penalties, Colin, right now for Pittsburgh. We saw them get the ball around the 30-yard line on one of their second drive of the game, and after that, just multiple 3-and-outs and haven't been able to put together that one drive you just need to gain a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, and we saw, as Derek mentioned, they've shot themselves in the foot a lot so far in this game. They had a long touchdown run brought back because of a penalty. But it's a new half, new mindset as there's a snap on third down. Feels the pressure, escapes to her left. She needs to the 30 for the first down, and I don't think she got there. The ref calls it a first down, so a first down pickup by Shea Brown using her legs. So Pittsburgh picking up a first down, makes it 1st and 12 for this next drive. Shea Brown takes a snap. Evades to her left. Once again, she's going to take off again. She has a big gain up the middle of the field. Past the 50. Another Pittsburgh first down. And Shea Brown making it work. And now Philadelphia starting to get burnt by their aggressive style of defense here, Derek.
Yeah, they have been a little bit on this drive. Just a little bit of an over pursuit. Steps up in the pocket and able to take it up the field.
And Shea Brown has struggled a little bit to connect with her receivers, but using her legs has picked up now 2 consecutive first downs for Pittsburgh. She looks to air it out deep. She has her receiver there, but just overthrown again. And another incomplete pass. And Pittsburgh, credit to them, they're trying to be aggressive with these deep balls, but they just have not been connecting there yet. 21 minutes left here in the second half. And this seems like a big drive for Pittsburgh here. Points here are pretty crucial to tying up this game or maybe even getting the lead with a conversion. Need to get to the 30 for another first down. More pressure from Philadelphia. There's a strike and a complete pass out near the 45. A broken tackle and another juke, and she's finally brought down. A fantastic gain for Pittsburgh as they have it right outside the 20. And now the Steelers starting to move the ball with a force. So you look at the replay here. A nice catch and a beautiful move to get by one defender. Not able to go all the way, but sets up Pittsburgh with 1st and goal.
Lou, did 2 defenders call him?
Steel-
That's what the Steelers needed.
Steelers in the red zone for the first time, and a fantastic tackle as Shea Brown was trying to take off once again. And we saw right there a bit of an adjustment for Philadelphia. Instead of sending a blitzer, they sent a fake blitz, and she was very patient. She read Shea Brown's body and was able to make a great tackle before Shea was able to break it out towards the end zone. 9 yards until the end zone. 2nd down for Pittsburgh, 2nd and goal. Shea Brown takes the snap. Delayed pressure from Philadelphia. Shea Brown breaks away again. Loses her tackler, and she's into the end zone. It's a Steelers touchdown. They tie the game at 6. Shea Brown using her elusiveness to get towards the end zone, and now a respot. Might be short of the end zone, but for the moment it's called a touchdown. Shea Brown felt the pressure, rolled out to her left, and just jukes by her defender to get into the end zone, but I believe they're calling it back. Yes, they will. It's now 3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line. Third and goal on the 1-yard line for Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh has 2 downs to play with here. 2nd down, or 3rd down, excuse me. 1 yard out of the end zone. No one in the backfield with Shea Brown. It's a direct run. And she's in. And it's a touchdown for Shea Brown.
One of the Philadelphia defenders is trying to plead her case to the official as well that she pulled the flag.
And the touchdown will stand. Pittsburgh with a 1-point try to take the lead here as it's now tied up at 6 apiece. Looking at the replay here. A design QB run and maybe a case to be made as that flag was clearly not in the end zone, but a touchdown called nonetheless. Pittsburgh tying it up at 6-6. They have a 1-point play here, trying to take the lead. Brown, a snap, a throw, it's caught, and there's the conversion and the lead for Pittsburgh. So they're now up 7-6 with 17 minutes to go. And Derek, how crucial was that drive for Pittsburgh?
Very crucial, and very crucial to get the 1 as well, especially the way this Steelers defense has been playing. They've been playing very well. Both these defenses have been playing well, only really giving up 1 good offensive drive to each offense. So every last point, especially that 1-point conversion column that we saw, very critical.
And how much pressure is now on Philadelphia to respond as they now trail?
All the pressure's on Philadelphia right now.
So snap in the backfield. Johnson loses 1, runs into a wall, and is tackled at the 35. A short gain and a first down for Philadelphia. 16-23. Need to get to the 40 for the first down. First and 17. Johnson takes a snap. Looks to throw, and it nearly caught, but a flag there. And it's going to be on Pittsburgh once again. So the defender got there early, the flag immediately coming out. And now a player down for Philadelphia. Now she's able to get up and sorry for the sudden pause there. Someone had slammed the door and it shook the entire booth, so we didn't know what was going on. We were nervous for a minute, but it ended up being okay as we wait for play to start back up here. First and 9 for Philadelphia as they look to respond from the Shea Brown touchdown as that pass over the middle deflected and incomplete. So 2nd and 9 now for Philadelphia. Maya Johnson, as before mentioned, the QB for Philadelphia. They've swapped out their QBs almost every single drive. It hasn't been the same one 2 drives in a row yet for the Eagles. Johnson takes a snap, looks for a quick throw over the middle field, laced perfectly over the defender. She's still on her feet. And finally tackled past the 40, but a flag down. A fantastic throw by Maya Johnson just over the hand of the Pittsburgh defender, right into the breadbasket of her receiver. Refs discussing the call here. Crucial moment in this game as a penalty here could nullify a potential first down for the Eagles.
Especially a big possession like this one too, Colin.
And a penalty against Philadelphia, so 3rd down now as that play is nullified. And right there we talked about Pittsburgh shooting themselves in the foot, but a crucial mistake by Philadelphia, losing a first down play. They're now backed up 3rd down. 14 minutes to go here in the half. As we mentioned, the clock continues to run, so that discussion took up some time. As Pittsburgh now sending pressure. Johnson escapes. Johnson has a lane for the first down, and she gets it and more. Down inside the 35. A beautiful read by Maya Johnson, and she picks up a Philadelphia first. And Philadelphia marching down the field. And these methodical drives have not come very often for either of these teams, but here in the second half, these offenses looked a lot better, Derek.
A lot more in rhythm, too. And you just see with time winding down, too, Colin, a little bit more urgency.
There's a handoff to the left. She breaks a couple tackles and another flag thrown after a modest gain on first down. Let's see what the call is here. Lots of flags flying here in this second half against the Steelers. So a first down for Philadelphia, as they are now 20 yards out of the end zone. Setting up at the 22, 1st and 2, so only 2 yards for the first. Snap. Johnson looks short. It's caught. And there's a first down for Philadelphia. She gets to the 18. And the Eagles continuing to march as they now set themselves up 1st and goal on the 18-yard line. And we talked about, Derek, Philadelphia needing to respond here. All the pressure's on them, and they've handled it perfectly.
Moving the ball with urgency right now. But see if the Steelers defense can stand strong.
And Philadelphia, they had that one bad penalty, but they kind of got – and then Pittsburgh gave them a first down, gave them actually 2 first downs in this drive. So a little bit of help, but a great drive nonetheless so far for the Eagles. As Johnson evades pressure once again, looks towards the end zone, a throw. It's just over the reach of her receiver and out of the back of the end zone. An incomplete pass on first down makes it 2nd and goal. And Philadelphia trying to be aggressive here. As again, with the running clock, this might be one of the last times they get the ball, especially at this part of the field. So executing here is crucial if they want to win this game.
Just feel the big moment with both these teams when they're down here.
2nd and goal. Johnson sets motion towards her right. A throw over the middle of the field. It's caught. And a big gain inside the 10 and sets it up 3rd and manageable. Again, at this close part of the field, they now have 2 downs to play with, 3rd and 4th down. 8 yards out of the end zone.
It's going to be an interesting play calling, though, two-wise right now, Colin. Do you take a shot for the end zone here, 2 shots to the end zone, or do you work on trying to get a little bit closer, like 3 or 4 more yards closer? See if the Philadelphia offense is digging deep into that red zone playbook.
Johnson takes a snap. Evades pressure to her left, looking for a throw towards the end zone, and it is caught! It's a Philadelphia touchdown! They take the lead with 10 minutes to go here in the second half. And a beautiful read by Maya Johnson-Derrick as she cuts to her left, makes the crossbody throw, and finds her receiver in the back of the end zone, and Philadelphia regains the lead.
Beautiful throw. Avoiding pressure, too. On the left side, too, Colin. Right in the breadbasket, under pressure.
And Philadelphia, we talked about pressure, and they just made a diamond from it as they methodically march down the field, score a touchdown, take the lead, a chance to convert and add on to this lead, and now they put all the pressure onto Pittsburgh. There's a snap to Johnson. Johnson fakes a handoff, rolls to her right. Pressure coming. She gets a throw off, and it's knocked away and incomplete. A great play by the Pittsburgh defender. And a flag on the play, so Philadelphia gets a second chance here. Penalty is declined, and
Sam Knight with the touchdown catch.
the attempt no good. So Philadelphia leading 12-7. They haven't converted on either of their touchdown drives, but the lead at this point of the game is crucial as Pittsburgh won't even get a snap off until under the 9-minute mark here as the clock continues to run.
Urgency for Pittsburgh on this offensive drive.
This could be the last time they touch the ball this game, Derek.
You know, but you can't – you got to think not converting that 2 could come back and hurt Philadelphia as well.
Shea avoiding the pressure, and a beautiful tackle. And a fantastic stop by Philadelphia to contain Shea Brown as Shea was trying to create some more magic. 2nd down now for Pittsburgh. They need to get to the 20 for the first. 2nd and 4. And as Derek mentioned, this is an important drive, but, you know, you can't get too nervous, Derek. You got to still be cool in the situation. As here's a quick throw by Shea Brown. A first down for Pittsburgh, cutting back towards the 30. Or the 25, excuse me, and finally tackled after a Steelers first down.
You mentioned about just being cool, Colin. That one first down just calms a little bit of the nerves.
Absolutely. I mean, they need to remind themselves they got to this game for a reason. They can execute in these situations, and right there they pick up a huge first down with under 8 to go here in the game. Pittsburgh runs a lot of empty sets. 2 to her right, 3 to her left. Pump fake throw, it's caught at the sideline. Gets past one defender, still on her feet, and finally tackled at the 30, but a flag down. And it's going to be on Pittsburgh. And another self-inflicted wound as they kill another big play. I believe it's going to be illegal hands. So in flag football, you're not allowed to swat people's hands away when they're trying to go for your flag, and I believe that's the call that they make. Yep, they're pushing the ball all the way back to the 25. So that entire huge play for Pittsburgh erased, now under 7 minutes to go. So now a little bit of urgency from the Steelers as they have it 2nd and 15 as they need to get to the 40-yard line for the first. 40-yard line is the halfway mark. Reminder, this is an 80-yard field. Shea Brown looks to air it out towards the left side of the field, and it just falls incomplete. And now 3rd down. Clock still going.
Kind of don't get the decision right there to go deep. You still got seven 7 to 6 minutes to work with. Worked a little bit of the field. Make it 3rd and manageable. Obviously, this is going to be most likely 4-down territory for you for the remainder of the game, Colin, but I would have tried to make it at least 3rd and manageable and 4th and manageable.
I would have to absolutely agree with you there. This will be interesting to see what they dial up on 3rd and long. And they go for a quick throw, but it's into double coverage and incomplete. And now brings up 4th and long and decision time for Pittsburgh. Do they trust their defense to get a stop, or do they go for it, thinking that they might not get the ball back in this situation? And they're going for it. It will be 4th and long. I don't want to say game on the line, but it might be game on the line.
You're giving the ball on the other side of the 50. Very risky.
And this is a huge play for the Philadelphia defense.
Very risky, like you mentioned, Colin.
And now a chance for Philadelphia to almost close out this game almost under 5 minutes to go here in the second half of this championship matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Clock still going, but the ref's not letting the snap happen. Philadelphia defenders clapping their hands.
And if you're Philadelphia right now, you just want that clock to run, Colin.
The refs are discussing something. And an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Steelers will cause a turnover, and Philadelphia set up on the 15 with 4:40 to go, and a crucial penalty by Pittsburgh. We talked about them shooting themselves in the foot right there, and they pretty much just lost themselves the game with that.
Wanted to declare the game over, but it declare anything really over and say they lost the game, but that's just self-inflicted. Now you just need to come up with a turnover. You still have timeouts, but your best red zone defense is getting called right here.
Philadelphia hurrying to the line. Snap and a quick handoff. Cutting towards the right. She takes it towards the 10. That clock continues to burn. It's a nice pickup by the Eagles. Their 2nd and goal, 10-yard line. 3:45 left here in the second.
Very content with running a lot of this clock.
Absolutely taking their time. No need to rush with a lead here late in this one. Pittsburgh needs a stop to keep their title hopes alive. And a fumbled handoff and a dead ball. So Philadelphia now has it 3rd and goal. It's Pittsburgh catching a bit of a break there. Now decision time for Philadelphia. 4-down territory, as a turnover here would still cause Pittsburgh to have to go the full length of the field. On the 14-yard line, snap, rolling to her right. Pressure coming from Pittsburgh, looks for a throw towards the end zone, and it's nearly caught off the hands of the receiver. And an incomplete pass, but a flag on the play in the backfield. Roughing the passer called against Pittsburgh. So another 1st down for the Eagles.
You're not seeing the ball now, unless you go down 2 possessions.
And the clock, a reminder,
Which
the clock
is
does
based off
stop.
of, like right there. Eagles get a fresh set of downs.
Could we see maybe victory formation come out for Philadelphia once this gets the 1-minute warning, or not enough downs to do that with 2 timeouts still for Pittsburgh?
I think you keep it on the ground. I think if you do pass, it has to be a sure thing right now.
And everyone at the line of scrimmage, so looks like they're content to let this clock run. The snap and a direct quarterback keeper, and she's into the end zone for the touchdown. A flag on the play. Let's see the decision here as the clock continues to roll. Clock will stop at 1 minute, so 20 seconds left on the rolling clock. Block in the back called against the Eagles, so no touchdown there. And a timeout called by the Steelers right before the 1 minute warning. Philadelphia knocking on the doorstep of a 2-possession lead with less than a minute to go. And what a performance by the Philadelphia QBs today. They've done a great job of handling the pressure, standing in the pocket, making good throws when they need to, and also credit to the Philadelphia receivers. We heard so much about them and how good they are and how highly their coach Tim Quinn talked about them, and we're seeing it on full display here, especially in the second half.
I agree with everything you say. Great display in the second half, getting open, making the necessary catches, quarterbacks buying themselves time and able to get the ball down the field to their playmakers, but also credit to this Philadelphia linebacker play. Very impressive getting after the Steelers quarterbacks as well and really containing them and not making life too happy for them.
And they are now 1 minute and 5 seconds away from a second straight title. So a discussion between the officials here. The clock has turned up. Oh, 109, so they added 4 seconds to the clock. As they sit at the 13-yard line. Runner in the backfield, 3 receivers to her right, 1 to her left. It's a direct handoff and a nice tackle immediately. And that will take us to the end or to the 1 minute warning. Now the clock stops here on 3rd down and goal, so 11 yards to the end zone. Derek, what do you do here? Do you try to just cut a little bit in there and then go for it on 4th, or take 2 shots towards the end zone?
You keep it on the ground, and then you take a shot to the end zone. You bleed the clock, force the Steelers to call a timeout.
I'd have to agree.
You don't really do them any favors right now, especially when a team's beating themselves at multiple times. So that's what the Steelers have done. They beat themselves at times. Don't give them a break.
Snap, handoff to the left as she looks to just pick up any yardage. Maybe a gain of 2 before the stoppage, and it's now 4th down. The clock continuing to run, so Pittsburgh deciding not to take a timeout here. So there's under a minute to go. And Pittsburgh said at the beginning of the drive that now the Steelers finally take a timeout. They let 14 seconds burn off the clock before taking that timeout. Maybe not able to make that decision immediately, but a bit of time waste here. Pittsburgh now finally takes their timeout, but they only have 34 seconds left here in this game. So they need a stop. So any stoppage would stop the clock before Pittsburgh has the ball, and then they would need some magic to score. A touchdown would win the game for Pittsburgh. A touchdown would put Pittsburgh at 13 before the conversion, so let's see if any magic can happen here at Chapman Field on the campus of Cumberland Valley High School, the host here today for this Big 33 championship. The snap, end around, toss, and a tackle in the backfield, and Pittsburgh gets their stand. 28 seconds on the clock for the Steelers, and there's a chance. Again, I don't have Derek with me, which is the worst, but I will give myself my own analysis here. Pittsburgh starts with the ball on about the 17, 18-yard line. 28 seconds to go down the length of the field. No timeout, so there's going to have to be chunk plays. Quarterback Shea Brown's going to have to be smart with when she decides to take off, because not getting to the sideline might end the game. Philadelphia's defense, do they have one more stand in them? They send pressure immediately. Shea Brown rolling out, looking to get cut outside. Did she step out of bounds before being tackled? No, she did not. The clock is going to continue rolling. Under 20 seconds to go. Pittsburgh has to hurry here. And that flip to the referee gets away. And more clock, more precious time burning out. Under 10 to go here. This might be the last play of this game. They only have 3 seconds. They get the snap off. Brown looking for a deep throw. It's incomplete, and that will do it. And Philadelphia goes back-to-back as they win their second straight championship. And the Steelers head coach Chris Curd is livid. As they believe that Shea Brown had stepped out of bounds. The ref decided she was in. And with no timeouts, Pittsburgh not able to stop the clock. They get a playoff, but they scrambled. And Philadelphia's defense makes the stand. They win it 12-7 in a defensive battle. And the Eagles will come out on top for the second year in a row here at Cumberland Valley. And an exciting win for Philadelphia. As the celebration starts here on the field. As they defeat the Steelers in the battle for Pennsylvania. One of the biggest rivalries in the NFL came to life here today on this field, on Chapman Field here at Cumberland Valley High School, as Philadelphia takes this by a score of 12-7. We're not done just yet, so don't go away, because Derek Moore is going to have an interview for us once he's able to get a conversation with someone here on the Philadelphia team. As a win here for the Eagles, as we are the champions, reigns down here. We got a couple interviews lined up here, so please stick around because we still have more content to bring you with my great friend Derek Moore down on the field.
You worked hard all weekend. We want to thank
The championship trophy being presented at midfield.
the Steelers, Ravens,
And a fantastic day of flag football all around between the Commanders, Ravens, the Steelers, and now the champion Philadelphia Eagles. The trophy presented to Coach Tim Quinn.
Year number 2, championship number 2. Congratulations, Philadelphia Eagles.
And a great moment for this Philadelphia team. And some key plays made by this Philadelphia team. Caitlin Peace with a touchdown, and to win the game at the end was Sam Knight, who made a fantastic diving catch to her left after quarterback Maya Johnson had to roll out because of pressure. She delivers a throw across her body, and Philadelphia reigns supreme. And Philadelphia continuing their celebration at midfield. A very well-deserved championship. They won 2 very hard-fought battles against the Ravens and then now against the Steelers.
Congratulations, ladies. Please come over to receive your medals.
Now a
Francesca Bronco.
And we do have our interview now. Finally, we will send it down to Derek Moore.
Down here with Maya Johnson, winning quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, going back-to-back. Maya, how does it feel for you guys to go back-to-back each year at the 33?
Feels amazing. Love repeating history. And yeah,
How does it feel to be a quarterback of a championship-winning team, and how much did you have to trust your teammates to get the job done today?
I really just had to trust myself. I had full trust in my teammates. I haven't been my first game. I didn't perform well, and I just had to get over it. And I knew we could be done.
Overall, what are you going to take away from this weekend?
I say just keep pushing. I had self-doubt in the first game because I played very bad, but I kept it pushing and threw the game-winning touchdown. So
Thank you and congratulations.
thank you.
Colin, back up to you.
Thank you, Derek. I believe we have another interview or another planned interview, so we will wait around and see. But a great interview with the winning quarterback, Maya Johnson. Just waiting on for this interview. Coming up with Ron Johnson.
Maggie Burns.
Its medals get awarded here at midfield.
Last Diva D. Chloe
As we wait on for Ron Johnson and an interview with Derek.
Ruth Dunk. Addie Foster. Paula Jarmo. Maya Johnson. Ava Jordan. Samaya Knight. Chelsea McCarthy. Maya Muhammad. Casey Peace. Caitlin Peace. Sophie Racia. Rania Samaki. Tommy Shields. Ariana Tools. Mara Tornetta. Devin Van Austin. And Jamie Wooge. Congratulations, ladies. Keep being pioneers in this game. Keep working hard. Keep moving this game. And be good mentors to the younger female student athletes. Good luck. Keep working hard. We wish you the best. Hope to see you next year. Congratulations, Philadelphia Eagles girls flag football. Could I have Coach Tim Quinn come to the front? Sue Duncan.
As we continue to wait on for an interview.
Chris Donnelly.
Sorry for the delay.
Katie Quinn. Thank you, coaches. Thank you, players. We hope you enjoyed this experience, and we hope to see you next year. Thank you.
And we have our interview. We'll send it down to Derek Moore.
Ron, good weekend so far. Big 33 game, girls flag football. How does this sport continue to evolve?
It was a great weekend of football. These girls came from all over, from the 4 regions, and just awesome talent from the time we saw them at the tryouts that we had a couple months ago, all the way leading up to this. So awesome talent, something that we were excited about as college coaches were here. We see the growth of the game, and we want to just continue to make this event better and better every year. But these girls were awesome. The coaches were awesome, the refs, everything. But you can see in the stadium just the following and the energy. We want to continue to see this grow and be a part of that.
How do you continue to help grow the game and make it better and better each year, like you mentioned?
We keep having support. Just keep getting out there, being advocates for this game. We're excited to see it in the Olympics. We're excited to see it grow at the local schools, Division 1, 2, and 3, and NAIA schools. So we want to be a part of that and promote that. And I think this is an awesome event to showcase some of the best talent between PA, Maryland, and DC. So we're going to keep pushing forward and keep this going every year.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you.
Colin, back up to you.
And thank you, Derek. I believe that's our last interview. So, again, from here, Chapman Field at Cumberland Valley High School, the Philadelphia Eagles win the championship 12-7 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm Colin Strella. I've been Colin Strella, and my partner with me once again, Derek Moore. And we thank you for watching the11sports.com, and we wish you a farewell from wherever you tuned in from.